Guys, so welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are feeling good. My name is Bukomi Bikekram.
Do you stand by your statements that Islam is the motherlode of bad ideas?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing you say when a celebrity is shouting over you and not letting you talk. So it's not. It requires more discussion than that. And to be fair, that was a context in which it was very hard to have this discussion. But yeah, I can defend that claim. I think that we have an idea here that all of our religions are the same, that they're all equally wise or equally empty or equally irrelevant. And this is obviously devout believers of various religions don't believe this, but secular liberals tend to believe this. And it's just not true. Our religions are quite different. And there are many cases in which, Christianity is worse than Islam, if you're going to talk about something like opposition to embryonic stem cell research, because Muslims believe that the soul enters the fetus at day 180 or 120, depending on which hadith you believe. So I would never dream of criticizing Islam on that point, but we have to acknowledge that Islam has doctrines like jihad and martyrdom and death to apostates, which are central to the faith in the way that they aren't in other faiths, and we have to grapple with that, and Muslims have to grapple with that.
And you are an atheist, and the point being for many people is that you can criticize Christianity, no one will call you anti-Christian or anti-American, but if you do the same when it comes to Islam, then you're Islamophobic. I want to get to an article that you wrote. It's called Sleepwalking Toward Armageddon. All right, I'm going to put some of these quotes, and I want you to respond to it. And sort of in the context of what you were talking about, what happened on Bill Maher, you said, no doubt many enlightened concerns will come flooding into the reader's mind at this point. I would not want to create the impression that most Muslims support ISIS, nor would I want to give any shelter or inspiration to the hatred of Muslims as people. In drawing a connection between the doctrine of Islam and jihadist violence, I am talking about the ideas and their consequences, not about the 1.5 billion nominal Muslims, many of whom do not take their religion very seriously. Why don't people hear that instead of what they hear about being racist or Islamophobic?
Yeah, well, we have a kind of dogma of political correctness here, which is stifling conversation. Many liberals want to grade Islam on a curve, that we're not expecting the same kind of civility and openness to free speech and other liberties that we hold dear and are right to hold dear from Muslims throughout the world. And so when cartoonists draw the wrong cartoon and embassies start burning, we criticize the cartoonists and we criticize the newspapers that printed the cartoons, and we practice self-censorship. There was an academic book at Yale University Press on the cartoon controversy that wouldn't publish the cartoons. This is just madness. And it's a double standard that if you actually want to look for racism and bigotry, this is the bigotry of low expectations. This is a kind of racism that, and this point doesn't originate with me. My friend Ayaan Hirsi Ali has made this point many times. And so what we need is the same standard of reasonableness and tolerance applied across the board.
Okay, I want to get to another couple if I can. You said, but there is now a large industry of obfuscation designed to protect Muslims from having to grapple with these truths. Our humanities and social science departments are filled with scholars and pseudo-scholars deemed to be experts in terrorism, religion, Islamic jurisprudence, anthropology, political science, and other diverse fields who claim that where Muslim intolerance and violence are concerned, nothing is ever what it seems. And I think you believe that not admitting that there is a problem does more harm than good, mostly to Muslims.
Yeah, well, so what the president wants to say is that ISIS has nothing to do with Islam. And I understand why he has to say that, because it would be too inflammatory given the concern that we are clashing with the Muslim world to speak honestly about this. But clearly ISIS has a lot to do with specific doctrines that are really Muslim doctrines, the Islamic doctrines. And it's not just the kind of Islam you get at a terrorist training camp in Afghanistan. It's the kind of Islam you get if you simply read the Quran and the Hadith. And so waging jihad against the infidel and killing apostates and taking sex slaves, even this is in the teachings, and it's not peripheral. It is central. And reformist Muslims need to speak honestly about this, and many of them do. People like Majid Nawaz and Irshad Manji. These are people who will not play hide the ball with the articles of faith. They will honestly talk about these problematic doctrines and honestly call other Muslims to figure out a way to contextualize them and put them on the shelf and retire them, frankly. And this is quite a challenge, because We have this idea of revelation that these books were dictated by the creator of the universe. In the case of Islam, it's the Quran. In the case of Christianity, it's the Bible. And then you are now hostage to the contents of these books, which can't be edited. But happily, the Bible is much easier to cherry pick, and this explains why we can forget about Leviticus and Deuteronomy and so many of the vile passages in there, and why Christians you don't hear any talk among Christians about stoning people for working on the Sabbath. It's easier to do that, but we have to encourage the same kind of reformation in the Muslim.
Wow, wow, wow. I really enjoyed this discussion, guys. Them talking about Islam, comparing to Christianity, and Sam Harris. I don't know if it was contradicting itself. You saying that Christianity is worse than Islam. Later, you said there are some things that does not sit well with you when it comes to Islam. So, where do you stand? Who are you for? Who are you against? You get what I'm saying? It's been diplomatic. Like, I just don't get where you actually stand, but I understood him when he gave some points talking about that this is why I could not know jihad, this and that. And I love what the host actually said. The host said something that Samaris is an atheist, someone that doesn't believe in God. That if he criticize Christians, they will never bash at him or say he's anti-Christian. But when he criticize Islam, they'll say, "Oh, Islamophobia, is this, is that?" Why is it always so that Christians do not, you know, tend to give you a name or tend to say you are this because you're criticizing them? But Islam is always like that. But it let us understand a lot of things about Islam based on his research and I don't know. He said he respects Islam, no matter how he talks about Islam, he still respects Islam. Because I don't know why you say Christians are worse, and at the same time you also bash at Islam or yeah, the religion a bit, and you I don't just know where where he stand, but that's how it's up. I think there's no way he will not say his mind. I just believe that this man is just straightforward. He will tell you his mind. He will tell you how he sees it, whether he's against this or he support this. He will always tell you the good side, the bad side, the ugly side, the sweet side. But I just enjoyed that discussion, and that was a very beautiful, interesting discussion. I really enjoyed every bit of this video, and ooh, nice. Let me know your point of view, guys. Let's keep discussion going in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you enjoyed or you learned one or two things from this video. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more. Like, share, and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay blessed. Bye.